a healthcare organization here.
Dios mío, finally could do it. Okay, let's go here. Vamos ahí. Entonces, how are you? Buenas tardes, eh?
Buenas tardes, estamos bien.
So, how do we know our harmonic pattern? Like, for example, in any piece, if we will extract this from an album, not falsettas, because falsettas we will have to go to the detail. We will have to go to the detail. To the detail of how to play it and that. But when there is not melody like this and there is only the harmony there in the back, what we do? For example, let's say if we pick let's pick a piece, for example, like voy a ponerte este. We are all tuned, I guess. Eh? Finally, we are tuned. Vamos ahí. Yeah, for example, let's go with this here. If we have esto. Muy bien. Por ejemplo, vamos a poner una pieza, some piece. That is not so difficult to get, and then you can. Déjame one by Sergio Ramos. Por ejemplo, let's say this. Vamos a ver esto. Here we go. Un momento que esto no suena. Ahí. Un momento. ¿Cómo es posible? ¿Será posible esto? Wait a moment. El Colorado. I don't get it quiet. I'm not. This is the piece. Here we go. So this. I have it. Chat. This thing. Let me put you. Antoine, how are you? Check it out, this.
Hola, maestro, estoy bien.
How are you, hombre?
Muy bien, muy bien. Lo siento porque no sabía que tenía que usar el mismo enlace.
I was just also confused there, don't worry. We will get there to the point of perfection in computers. Why not? This is not an impossibility. Mira, aquí tenemos this. Este, ahora, vamos a ver, un momento. Quality, esto no sé por qué está tan mal de calidad ahí. This music. So then we got the estribillo, no? This is the estribillo or the chorus part. So we have from an intro here, this thing here, how we extract this thing, if we are supposed to extract it. So we listen this. And then right away starting, there is a chord there, right? Before it starts the lyric. So now what do we do? What do we do if we want to play this song? Right? This. So,
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo, de que será su pelo, su pelo, su pelo, de que será su cara que me da consuelo, que me da consuelo, que me da consuelo. Pensando en Alicia, me dame tu ropa, me caramelo, que quiero tu cuerpo entero, dámelo niña por cariño.
So now what we do with this thing? You tell me. This is the great topic to discuss, because when we have music there, and unless we can grab what it is, then we cannot understand the language of it. So first, here, what procedure we will do, Antoine, to know about the track. This track I sent to everyone there. You tell me this. What do we do with it? I don't know if I am having muted something here or something.
Lo siento, maestro, pero estoy tratando de arreglar un problema que yo tengo con el sonido ahora.
All okay.
Vuelvo dentro de 5 minutos.
Oh, no problem. Okay. So Jim and Asim. So here what we have, first to start, there is the presence of this Lydian chord here, which is C7, pardon, C7, C major, with 4 augmented. Right at the beginning, this thing. Here we have, tocártelo. We can play it there. This. Right, so now I need to make sure that the chord is right. So first I guess out the chord. In which key we are here? Who can tell me? In which key we are?
So we're gonna have to figure out the key first, right?
Yes, that's what we said yesterday. Yesterday, remember we said that we said that this thing here is in B, that, and then how is it this B and this key and all these things, what we said. Ahora, for example, in this case here, we also need to locate the key. To locate the key on a flamenco piece, what is the easiest way? The easiest way is to find first the flamenco chord on it.
E7 flat 9? The 7 flat 9 chord.
The 5th 7 flat 9. That is the scale. That is the chord we want to find. So in this case, in this piece, who can tell me where it appears that? This. I have from here.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo. Que será.
Right? Who didn't hear it? So first we were saying right away there is C major 4 augmented. 4 augmented.
Is it?
which we write, yes, like this. Like this.
Is it B7 flat 9?
B7 flat 9 is, that's correct. Very well said. So then this is therefore the center of our piece. So we have right, it's there. You see, even from the beginning, we see that it already presents itself there, but faster.
Las penas del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida de pena me...
And then here we go. So we are already on the B7 flat 9. So therefore B7 flat 9, if this is the fifth, then what is the first? Jim? If
I'm sorry, you said this is the fifth?
If B is the fifth, then who is the first?
Then you would have to go.
Eh?
A.
Well, B is the fifth and E is the first.
Yeah,
E minor.
yeah.
E minor, correct. Asim. So we have, yes, Asim, we have E minor as the key. In fact, in the beginning, if you see, here we have
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión.
¿verdad? So it is already E minor, clearly E minor this year. Right, so that's the key of the piece, E minor. Although, as we know, the predominant chords we have, what we have, so 1, 1, 2, 1. This. Right? Ahora. Ahora, vamos a tocarlo. Let's try. Entonces sería, so we have there, practically speaking, we have first chord that appears there, and then now we know the key, and we know the 5th 7 flat 9 chord is B7 flat 9. So what else do we know about the piece? Let's check it. Please listen to each one. They're just at least listen it one time so that you can know what it is. More or less the estribillos it has and the stuff, this link. Just put that yourself there and listen it one time, because first of all, to start music, we need to know it more or less how it sounds, the thing, and have it in mind. Play that, please, yourself. Listen it, couple of minutes, and then you tell me what else we know. We know the key, the B7 flat 9, and what else? 3 things. Vamos ahí. A ver, ¿qué habéis concluido? What else we know about the piece? Ese Ricky, hoy sí nos vemos, ¿eh? Hoy sí nos vemos sin falta, a las 11. 11
Sin
de
falta,
aquí,
maestro.
11 de aquí, hombre. A ver,
Vale.
para sacar esta pieza, para poner el solo tuyo, digo, para sacar esta pieza, ¿qué hacemos?
We know it's tangos, right?
It's tangos, ¿ves? This is a good thing that we are in 4/4. Which are the 4/4? 4/4 are here.
And we do hear the cadence at obviously the Andalusian.
The Andalusian cadence, that's ultra important, what you just say.
I think it's definitely there, especially in the chorus areas, right?
It's totally there. So
So you so you will have,
dime.
yes, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Dime tú. You tell me.
So then the E minor, you would have and not have, but that's what I heard.
The Andalusian cadence in E minor, what would be?
Right. So right.
Would be first degree minor, right? Then we have D, which will be the flat 6, and then we have C.
So yeah, so you would
flat 7, flat 6, 5, 7, flat 9. So we have. This is important to know.
So would this be right?
Yes.
So if you can hear start.
Yes. Settle. Exactly. Then we have a D. In this case, we are playing like this.
Right.
Then we are playing like this. C, 5. C, we play like this. D7, flat 9. Here we go 2, 3, 4, 4, this. Or D7, flat 9. This. This is a complete cadence. Now the chords there are there. What is the first chord with which we start? This one. Here we go. That, right? This starts here. This, yeah? So it lasts, how many beats does it last, this chord? That we need to pick a pencil and a piece of paper and write down. We have C major 4 augmented at the very beginning. So we put like this. Until there, and there it comes the exchange of chords. There are 2 chords more there. But at the very beginning, if you cannot listen this, it has this chord. And now that we know to verify if the chord is right or not, what we do? We play the music there and play along with it like this. And then I make sure that what I am playing, it matches with the thing, right? For example, if I will put other kind of C, like C fifth augmented, let's say, then that will be strange because this is not here. Look. It's a bit weird, right? So then obviously, this thing here at the beginning, the insinuation of this chord, it tells you something. Now, how many beats? Who can tell me how many beats this chord lasts for at the beginning? How many beats does it last? 4? No. Count well. This is the weird thing here. We are in 4/4, but we start with chords that last more or less of 1 bar. And this is one case because here at the beginning it starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually we have 6 beats here. So we have C4 augmented equal 6 beats. So then we write the chord, and below we put 6, which is the value of the time that will last the chord, namely. Déjame ponerlo más. Aquí tenemos.
Maestro.
Perdón, dime así.
This E minor, this shape here that you're playing, are you referring to that as E7 suspended 2 or B minor over E or just E minor alternate? Which chord is that?
That's a great question because in flamenco we said E minor.
Okay.
and then do anything except a Dorian chord.
Okay.
So if it will be this, instead of that, it will not fit because in flamenco, what you said that the Andalusian cadence is here 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the 4th minor, which in this case is A minor, can be Dorian, but the first cannot be because this shocks a lot with the melody in flamenco, this thing on the 1st degree. Therefore, the chord here we will call it E minor, although in reality this is E minor 7/9. In reality, because or they call it also, you know, this 9th and all that. But actually it's E minor, meaning we can play any E, and starting by the peluquero one, by the barber shop chord, the fire camp chord, this acorde de peluquero primero, because first we want to have with the less alters possible things so that it becomes clear. Then we have 4 plus 2, so 6 beats, counting like this, counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So clearly 6, and then it appears another chord there. Who can tell me what chord is that? When we can say this is this, that, and it was that, then you really understood the language of the piece. And then it will be very easy to get into it. First, we know many things so far. We know it's in E minor. We know the Andalusian cadence is there, therefore B7 flat 9 is there. We know also it's a tangos in 4/4. And that's it. And we know the key and the starting chord for the intro, which is C4 augmented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see here, then I played along with this to make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am there. And then now it appears another chord, Las Penas del Corazón. Right? When it starts the lyric, ahí está un acorde. So when one chord presents like this, first we listen it a bit. That's why I said just listen it first. But then we don't listen all the piece or more parts than those ones which we are extracting there from the thing. So because the ear, if I do,
las penas del corazón perduran para toda vida.
I probably get a sense, but the ear has a tendency that if you go to the next chord, if there is a gap there in between a section of chords and there is chords missing there, this will cause a problem. So to avoid that, we need to find out which chord is played right in second, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. On second 4. On the fourth second of the piece, there is presented other chord. So we go, look. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then in this here that it takes is taken for, of course, for 2 beats, because if you listen, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we don't know if it lasts 4 or more than 4, but it changed there. We listen pa, ti, pam. ¿Verdad? Do everybody listen that or not? Ahora, now tell me which chord is after this chord, after the 6 beats. This is the point. Now that you need to learn how to find it. How we find it? We put the thing here and stop it right when the chord appears. We don't go to the next chord. We do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I put pause there right away. And then I try to find the chord. Now to find the chord, how we do it? What is the main lead to know which chord it is? Because it can be many chords. And there is one thing which will indicate you exactly what the chord is, even if it is an inversion or anything, and that is the bass line. Because if I see here, the bass is doing. And now I found that the bass did A. Right? Look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So of course, when I go and confirm it this way, I go. And then I test that my bass, I don't put other notes. I test that my bass is with that bass. So if the bass is A, right, like in this case, which chord of this cadence has A in the bass, Ricky? Which chord in this key has an A in the bass? Can have a bass in the A. We just said that the Andalusian cadence has E minor, D, C, and B7 flat 9, right? And therefore, this chord and these are the more important, the fourth minor, correct? So the fourth minor, which is E minor, pardon, A minor, A minor 6, like this. Like this, could be. Actually, we can actually put that, or see, or cross 0, 2, 4, 1, 2. No, 0, 2. And 2, this. And this is the bass. So therefore here, until now I have so then there is another chord here on the second 5, the 5th second, this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it lasts just 2 beats, and then it changes to this chord. So now I need to know what chord is that. Who can tell me that? Which chord it is? The next one. This is because otherwise, how will you explain the piece? Someone has to explain it to you. The ideal thing is that when you listen, you know which chords are being played, and that you can, if you don't have a score of that, how we do? Like these people, how they record, they didn't record with the score, they record just naturally like how the song is, but the song has happened to have many chords. The first one here we have this C augmented. Then we go 1, 2, and then it comes on the 5th second, another chord. You listen yourself with the recording, because this thing here is better that you listen it with the headphones yourself there than if I play it here, because when we need to listen the bass, and these speakers generally of computers have a small bass range. So we need to listen the bass, unless it's a singer that has a Ricky that have a quality equipment there, my God, of recording and this thing. You have to use what you have. So better with headphones. When if you are playing with just with the tape, say with a CD recorder or anything external, it's not same like if you are listening it here. So the bass will tell me which bass is there, Jim, on that chord after the A minor, the 4 minor. 4 minor. Take your time there and answer properly. Just put the thing, put pause right when the chord appears. Don't let it go to the next chord, because sometimes that clears. In this case, it may clear the next chord actually, but in so many cases, chords seem to have no meaning. And of course, they have only thing that we are playing them wrong. You find out which chord comes after this 4 minor that Ricky answered properly. First is a guess, and then we are saying how we will test the guess. Because of course we can say, well, I think it's D minor or something, and then now, well, okay, let's see it. And then that's how when we play there, we play together with the music, and if it sounds same, first I will check my bass line. So until here, if I put this thing, I have my perfect bass line. Look,
pena del corazón.
Until here, I am really good. I tested first with the bass line.
La pena del corazón.
And then I will test it with the chord that I am supposing it is.
La pena del corazón.
So then I see that both match perfectly well, so we are okay. We have 6 beats of C major, and then we have 2 beats of A minor. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. This is, I first want you to do that first from the beginning, because unless you can catch the thing right from the beginning, and we're just listening, or if this is not to do also mentally, guys, it's not something that you get intellectually the thing. Later you can get intellectually if you have a lot of practice. Like I have a teacher of piano when I was young that he wanted, when you know we go in the subway or something, and then he said, give me a napkin. And then one day was there a solo of Cassiopeia, the Japanese group, and this guy he was writing all the thing. I was 16 or something. And then I was very impressed because I said, what are you doing? So yeah, this is what we are listening now, is this and this and this. And then when he went to the piano, he said, flat third, major 7, this and that, dominant, this and that. And I said, oh my God, I need to know this. Because then you really get the information. Otherwise, you are just listening sounds there, undefined sounds. You don't know really what you are listening. There are several ways and layers of deepness to listen music. It's not the same that if I listen seguidilla and if other person listens seguidilla or other person listens tangos or that, then this is all subjective. But the thing is, first we need to make sure that the bass is right of the chord.
Maestro, it feels like it has that, you know, you have this first chord that you did, then the A minor 6, and then I feel it goes with the B in the bass, or possibly F sharp, but I hear the B and then
play that along with the music and verify first if your bass line corresponds to that. It is half right, the answer.
It's D major.
Because it has a B. The bass is doing 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? But because it's B, in this case, this singer uses it instead of B minor, he uses a B dominant chord. So B dominant alter.
a natural progression.
So B7. If you listen this here, the progression, listen the bass.
That's right.
Okay,
that's what I said. So that's the chord I thought it was this one right here. So
after the B, then it comes another chord, which is exactly what you are saying. This one,
right,
which is E minor, but that is after, because if you see here the bass contour is doing C, A, B, E.
Yeah.
So then how I know? First, I have to put the music like I am doing now. I'm first testing the bass line. I go, pardon, now I passed the whole thing without playing, sorry. This. You see? So, bam, 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 bam. Let's see if it coincides. I do the test because I need to know if it's right. Now I test this with the chords that I am guessing is the inversion of the chords, because the bass also only indicates el estado del acorde. Si está en estado fundamental, it is in fundamental state, namely with the bass or with the tonic on the bass, or if it is in first inversion, either with the third major or minor on the bass, or if it is in second inversion with the fifth on the bass, or if it is in third inversion with the seventh, either minor or major on the bass, or if it is in fourth inversion with the ninth, either flatted or not on the bass. So the bass indicates you el estado del acorde, the state, how this chord is. Therefore, the first checking here is that I put the music and go.
Ruben.
La pena del corazón perdura por todavía.
Then I go with the chord.
La pena del
One, two,
corazón
one, two,
perdura por
1, 2,
todavía.
3, 4, right? So here I see that it coincides. Now I want you to do it because I want you to experience playing along with the music with the right chord there. First, you check your bass line, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 to E minor. You see? A ver, try to do it you now there. This is what we are saying, and of course this is that. Then we have B7, which in this case B7 9 augmented. Let's put this here. 2, 1, 2, 3.
Ruben.
Dime, Jim.
Oh, okay. There is a G. That's what I heard. The high note. I know the bass was B, but there's a G.
Yes, because this chord always can be done 2, 3, 2.
Okay.
3, 3 is like how you're playing it. Of course, that's the chord there. So this, what is that? Who can spell me this chord, Ricky? This to spell it.
This chord is the root, the major third. You have the 7 there, and then this is the minor third,
or 9 augmented. We call it 9.
Or the 9 augmented, yeah.
And then if we put this, suppose we put.
And at the G is the that's the G of B is the flat 7 is the 6.
I would call it B7 sharp 9 flat 13 is the way I would look at that chord.
Flat 13.
Yeah, B7 sharp 9 flat 13.
It's a flat 6.
Flat 9? No. Well, we could do flat 9, but in this case,
sharp 9.
This is like Scriabin almost.
Sharp 9 means augmented 9, so we have practically speaking tonic, flat third, 7, flat 7, 9 augmented, and 5th augmented.
5th augmented, yeah.
5th augmented, if we call it F note, if we call it what? What is the note 5th augmented on for a B? Ricky?
G.
No, because we count B.
Oh, I'm sorry. F sharp sharp.
F double sharp.
Double sharp, yeah.
You are a
F double
countant,
sharp.
man. You had to be a countant. Then it's so difficult
F double sharp, yeah.
to confuse you with numbers there. Is F double sharp. So of course we don't say these things normally, but let's say that this one has a 5th augmented, then we will have to say F double sharp. Because the only 5th of B is F. We count B, C, D, E, F. There is no way. It can be sharp, flat, or whatever you want, but it has to be called F to be numerologically correct and mathematically fitting. So then therefore, this chord here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2. I can just do the B7 flat 9 also instead of this, and no problem. This is the only one time that they put a 9 augmented on a dominant chord here in this piece, and it suited well because it is going towards, which also has G and also has D. The chords tensions, what are the chord tensions? This is all what it involves to know how to strike the music. Which are the tensions? Well, you know, according to Juan Sebastian Bach, the thirds and the fifths are consonant. either if I have a fifth or a sixth or a third, it is a consonant interval. Then we have, according to Bach, we have what is called soft dissonance or mild dissonance, which is the flat 7 is a mild dissonance, and also the 9th is a mild dissonance, like this. Mild dissonance. And then we have sharp 9, flat 9, fifth, 4 augmented, all these things. This is called altered and high dissonance. Of course, flamenco is highly dissonant music. It's not just rock, heavy metal thing, which is dissonant. This music is ultra dissonant. The very first chord we play is, which has the topmost dissonance you can ever have, the flat second. It's just one key and the key after. So it's just a total dissonance. If this is the sound of flamenco, if that is not dissonant, then tell me what it is. This is totally dissonant.
Quisiera decir que para mi oído, la canción más disonante de flamenco que he oído en mi vida es Dios de la Nada. La bulería es muy disonante, ¿no?
It's dissonant, yeah, of course, because this music is dissonant. Only thing that we tend to listen it, and then if we like, then we get used to the dissonance, and then all of a sudden these chords. First, flamenco seems as people is crying there for people. You know, they describe how you would describe this music. They say, ah, they said this guy is having some pain in the foot or something is happening. And then, they are crying, these fellows. I don't know why they lament so much. This is the idea from the tourist point of view, right? When they see it, they see this guy singing with the face like this. Right?
La disonancia del flamenco.
And then now, of course, it's not a happy music. It's not something that you sing. So show me one flamenco singer with this expression. One, show me, in any place.
Pero es verdad que uno se acostumbra a la disonancia en el flamenco como la pimienta. Cuanto más se come la pimienta.
You don't notice, for example, if you are drunk, really, you may smell alcohol, but you don't know it. If you yourself don't know it, you have to see from outside how does it smell, because you are so much inside the alcohol, odor or perfume, whatever it is, that you don't notice it because you are into. The fish lives only in water and cannot conceive of living outside of the water, because he never imagined that you can live actually. Is you see there the fish there below in the water, you are saying this is a fish, and I live in breathing air, and they breathe their air all their way also, but they are there in the water. This animal can never imagine what is life outside of the water, because it's inside. To be able to understand what is outside the water, the fish will have to be outside the water, and this never happens by nature. That's why the chords, this is so difficult to guess this thing. This is my, actually I don't play well, you know it all. But this thing is really my strength here, because Paco emphasized very carefully that we need to become attentive at all the limits of the level how people doing jazz music or in other styles with their training things. We cannot be less than them in any point. We need to be sure that what we can do can be actually conveyed and transmitted. And then if I write the score of this thing, I can play with piano or with anyone, and then they can understand my language. And then it gets, here we're getting to the thing of symbols and getting it translated in the simplest way, because we're not doing a transcription, serious transcription. Serious transcription in classical schools, you know all, because you all have been there in some serious school. It's about writing exactly what is being played. This is not what we are doing here. We are doing just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we're just playing the chords, any E minor, any A minor, any B. Even if I play the chord, the peluquero chords, even if I can guess up to here, let's say, suppose we can guess up to here, and I go. Oh, I see major. Then I go, well, that is a good guess. So it works even if I don't put any one of the them alters or the things, it will work because what is working here is the bass line. This, look. That was from Perdón. So I am undeniably right. You need to make sure by checking first the bass, which is what sustains everything. Then now how many beats, who can tell me how many beats has the E minor? One zeta piece, it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who knows how many more after 4? Because obviously it has more. Because look, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. There. So I wanted to tell me how many more are, because that's another problem. When we have 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, then that's one thing. But now that we have 6, 2, 2, and then something else, that's why we need to write it down. Paco was very bad at this. He said, oh, man, I envy you. Whenever he sees you reading something like this, a page that has a, man, how can you remember all these things? I don't know how you remember this just by sound. The things, this is crazy. It's just beyond my understanding. I cannot do this. I need to read it. Because if I have the page there and I see C 4 augmented for 6 beats, A minor for 2 beats, B7 for 2 beats, E minor for some beats there that you need to tell me now. I'm okay. I am already understanding the language. I know its tangos, I know the 5/7 flat 9, B7 flat 9, I know the key, and I know even how it starts to appear the chords with the rhythm. How much does it last? So the primero, which is the first time that the tonic is played in this piece, miracle, you have to say ura, because in flamenco so many times pieces transcure like, and you never listen the tonic actually. So in this case, in non-sophisticated flamenco, I've been and in the other stuff, because the Andalusian cadence got expanded. It was 4 chords, but now how many are there? Well, this question had to be answered according to the level that you studied it. But we said we have 4, and then we have how many, Ricky?
Oh, sorry.
Eh? How many chords extra we can have after the 4 chords normal? Well, we got it in this family.
I think it's 16, right?
It's 16, so 16 more. So then therefore we get 20 chords now, which will be this.
And I just wanted to comment, it's something which has all...
Aquí está. Easy approach, this. Momento.
4 chords.
Wait a moment, this here. Correct. This. Ponemos. This. put this thing here, and then you can see the first table. This is the first chart. Perdón, 1 second. I can actually put you that to share it with you. Wait a second. Why it is not doing it? One moment. This. Now we got it. This in here.
This is after Paco de Lucia.
This. So before we had
4 chords.
these 4. This is the flamenco before Paco, harmonically speaking. First minor with flat 6. It says. Right, with flat 6. We put Roman numerals. Why? Who can tell me why we put Roman numerals here in this thing?
Because it's codes.
Eh?
To differentiate chords from simple notes, maybe?
No, white has a mira. This is what I mean. If we play from here, this E minor, it will be E minor. Pero un momento esto. What is that? Oh, no. Momento, pongo lo de
between the chords,
this thing here. We have first minor. Why we put it in Roman numeral? This. Why not put 5 on Arabic number? Here.
Well, music convention dictates that we use Roman numerals. It also indicates what chord and also the degree of the scale that you're presently in your chords.
Exactly. The Roman numeral is mandatory. You have to have it, because if it is not Roman, you don't know which scale you are doing and which chord you are. So therefore, when we write numbers, Arabic numbers, then it means alterings or notes, single notes. When we write, like Asim said, the Roman numeral, then it means this is a chord. This is not a note only, it's a chord. It's a whole chord. This is the first minor, E minor, this is a flat 7, D, flat 6, B, and pardon, C, and B7 flat 9. Now after Paco, look what happened.
This is after Paco de Lucia.
Then now this family all of a sudden has 1 substitute here. This has 1 substitute here. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 substitutes here. The flat 6 and the 4 minor has substitutes. And then we have auxiliary and substitute dominants of those degrees. So total 20 chords. This is the first evolution. The first thing that Paco did expand on the stuff was to 20. Because he got only a 4. Because this is to leave it. No, we cannot be with 2 chords eternally. We need to move to other place. So he investigated with McLaughlin and with Korean, with these people. And then he came to know that actually the chord has a soul. And then there is a family of this chord has a family, has cousins, has nephews, and has some family members there. The chords are like families, also small families. And there are chords which are totally different to others. Those are not family because are totally different. But then there are many chords which are family there. So Paco investigated by ear only, without zero knowledge of harmony or how we are talking is not how he see it. That's another thing. I'm explaining you the easy way so that you can get it easily, because his process of abstract creation and how it's just crazy, this thing. It's just only by imagining things, I guess. I don't know. I am not a genius. I'm a normal guy. I cannot understand also how these people think. But the fact is that he listens a chord and can immediately play some phrase or something and see if it fits with the chord. You know? So he knew how he was sounding by ear only. The thing is that he expanded, then he started to make pieces with more than 4 chords. That's the Almoraima thing, for example, and this is what we are seeing now. Everything is impregnated out of this. evolution Paco did, because then nobody plays anymore just 4 chords. It's too little. It will be just, you know, the most famous piece he had this. This kind of thing. This is only 4, right? Now that was in Fuente y Caudal 1972 or 3. After this moment, coincidentally enough, with the start of Almoraima, of course, that was recorded in 1976, and in 1977, Paco went to live to Mexico for 38 years, almost 40 years, where he composed all his music. And this is how it was. So this thing created this evolution. Therefore, Almoraima is considered a revolutionary album because it has things which changed what was done before in flamenco, and which also presents a new picture around a new output or the ideas of composition for soloist guitar, and it included the arrangement of other instruments, which now we take for granted. Flamenco before was played only guitar and singer, and that's it. And there was not even 2 guitars for the thing. And now if we listen this recording, you will see that this is pretty sophisticated, the stuff nowadays, how this is being composed and arranged. Pieces in flamenco are not so simplistic anymore. Look at this.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida, y yo tengo la impresión.
Okay, so here we go. How many beats we said has that E minor? Ricky, how many beats has?
6.
Correct. Correctly answered. Es como en los programas esos de televisión, you know, that were there, these pictures, these programs that, what is the capital of smallest city in Slovenia? I don't know, things like that. And then people go this and that, this, that. Then you know the bulb lights put there. He's the winner, and this is how we are doing. Se dice en español, se decía perfectamente bien contestado. Se decía, ¿no? El entrevistador de ahí le decía al tipo, le decía la capital es tal, o no sé qué, entonces decía perfectamente bien contestado. ¿Verdad? Entonces ahora así fue perfectamente bien contestado. Entonces now we have E minor, so then therefore we have C for augmented, C for augmented times 2, pardon, times 6. Then we have A minor times 2, B7 times 2, E minor times 6, Ricky said. I take it for granted. Take 6 is this. And then now what happens? So now to know if this is my guess only, Ricky saying, I cannot believe just because Ricky said it. I need to make sure if it's right. So to make sure if it's right, what I do, I put the music there and I first check the bass, not the chords. I go like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we were right. And now after I check that my bass coincides with this thing, if you doubt it, what do you do? If you would doubt if it coincides. Antoine, what you would do if you said, well, yeah, I'm guessing it right.
Yo lo que haría, I would try, because lower notes, it's more difficult to hear very low notes. So I suppose I would just try to play the same note 1 octave higher, maybe it helps.
One day, an interviewer, an ignorant guy in TV, very famous, interviewed John Patitucci, a guy from New York that plays very well, and he said, "Why you choose this instrument, man? I never hear it. I am sorry, but I can only see the drummer in the shows. This is the only thing I can hear is because I see how they are hitting there, but the bass, I never hear it." He said that. So the guy that was an artist was cool about this. Instead of saying, "Man, how ignorant are you that you don't know there are lower notes also in music? There are not only violin and things high, but there are also low register stuff." Instead of saying that, he said, "Well, you know what Jim said, that the ear, what Antoine said now, that the ear gets easily higher notes than lower. That's why the melody, which is generally in the soprano voice or in the main positional place, is the one that we recognize more." Even if I play it wrong, you identify it because it has a rhythm. I can prove you that playing anything with this structure is jingle bells and nothing else, with whatever notes you can play. It doesn't matter. Or if I do just in any way, of course people get it.
Or even without notes, if you just do, for instance.
See, but if I do, maybe they don't get it. But because the melody is high tone, high note there, if I go and play this, could do the experiment to do like this. This is extremely important what we are saying now with this thing. Extremely. If you can make a melody like this, that you can play it in any key and in any notes, even wrong order of the notes, wrong scale, wrong everything, but just because it's so strong, the melody, it doesn't matter where you do it, it's there. So this is, if you can compose like this one day, it means you really have the rhythm thing. The rhythm is very important. So then that's why now, but this harmony stuff, it is a complex thing because you need to get into it. This is why the language, because this is grammar. And the grammar, you need to expand your grammatical horizon. Otherwise, certain things you cannot express. Just look at me speaking English and you have it all. They're right there. I cannot do use of the language really how it is, how it could be harnessing it. I will just say something and then
And Maestro, I know it's a bit off topic, but we talk a lot about the innovations brought about by Paco when it comes to harmony in flamenco. But what about the innovations when it comes to rhythm? Because just as you said, rhythm is of paramount importance. It's more difficult to...
That is very good question, what you just asked, and I would like to answer it with Paco's words directly. Aquí está. Sería. Sí. Déjame ponértelo para que veas lo que es y ahorita les doy el link también de esto. Because these things, this is why I don't want only nerds like Ricky be listen the channel. You need to listen to the channel, everyone. This thing here. Mira.
Pero ahí musicalmente ¿Hay algún matiz que la distingue de las anteriores generaciones?
Por supuesto, ¿no? La guitarra ahora se armoniza mucho más. Hay una técnica muy superior a la antigua.
So the technique is superior to the old one. That's for sure, even if Grisha cries, we don't care. Here is Paco saying, the old technique is inferior and this technique is superior. This is what I take because he's my teacher. Of course, I follow him. Now listen what he says, what your question was.
No se limita a tónica dominante y subdominante como se ha limitado siempre. E intentamos hacer música con la guitarra flamenca en ese sentido.
¿Tú crees que hay en vuestra generación un rompimiento con los moldes anteriores, con los moldes clásicos?
This is the question what you did actually because look.
Un rompimiento más bien con la forma y con los moldes. El flamenco, en cuanto a armonía, está basado en la cadencia andaluza, que son estos acordes. En cuanto a ritmo un poco más complicado, nosotros seguimos en esta base. Esto no se puede romper porque es el flamenco en sí, ¿no?
You see, this thing here we don't change. So we don't invent another seguirilla, don't try to do another soleá stuff or soleá of 10 beats. We can do the experiment. What Paco said, to be flamenco, the rhythmic stuff that we don't change, that we cannot change it, because this is what flamenco is in itself.
En esta base, esto no se puede romper porque es el flamenco en sí, ¿no? Pero tratamos de ampliarlo en armonía.
So it is just, the answer is that that is just to make it big or extend its possibilities harmonically. In rhythms, we have seguirilla, soleá, fandangos, the same. That we don't.
I think he did say in the same interview somewhere else, he said, en cuanto a ritmo es un poco más complicado.
I think this track is this link. Please listen it all. This is very important.
Because I agree with what you said, maestro, when he says eso no se puede romper, es un cambio con la forma y no con.
Imagine if now all of a sudden we don't play seguirilla and don't play bulería and don't.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We keep the rhythmic structure, seguirilla, bulería, but within that structure, what we do, there's more syncopation now. There's more.
But now we harmonically it evolved because harmonically speaking, it depends on 4 chords. Paco said 4.
Yes.
Now we said that there are 20, but here, if you observe this point, that's why I do send all the link of this because I want everyone to know what is this thing and how we can get it as easy as possible. This.
Pero ahí musicalmente.
Here.
El flamenco, en cuanto a armonía, está basado en la cadencia andaluza, que son estos acordes. En cuanto a ritmo un poco más complicado, nosotros seguimos en esta base. Esto no se puede romper porque es el flamenco en sí, ¿no? Pero tratamos de ampliarlo en armonía.
So the harmonic expansion of this thing is what we are about to in the new generation because the seguirilla will always be seguirilla anyway. Tangos will be always tangos. Bulería will be bulería. This cannot change.
But there were, for instance,
you can do as experiment, but you cannot reinvent bulería.
But for instance, he created the el añadido. For instance,
he did affect that, but if I answered that to him, you know what, I will say, you said that don't modify the rhythm and you modified it here. Like the other day, Oliver did a thing that was counting in an ultra weird way. Instead of counting from 1 to 10, he was counting 2.5 plus 3.5 plus 1 something, and then it make 10 also, same. But the only thing that the weird way he was counting, it was such a weird thing with 3.5 and that, because you can subdivide 3 into 2 5s, right? You can subdivide it into 5 2s. 5 times 2 is 10. And then you can also do subdivisions of 1.5 and then of this and that. So if you want to make complicated rhythms, then you need to study Indian music. Because in Indian music, there is 64 rhythms, one for each day. Different, 16.5, 24.5, this and that, 9 beats, crazy stuff, really crazy. Very difficult things. In flamenco, we are not at this point of difficulty, fortunately, because we said we have 2 rhythms. Basically, we have 12 beats, and we have 4/4. This is all. So now that we have the first part, it plays this part here. If I play it, aquí está.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida.
So this is the first part, and I am sorry for the other link, but this is the right link. Actually, is this one. Bésame se llama esto, y es esta. Link of the piece. This link. Ahora, put that and tell me what happens after this chord. Ricky set 6 beats on E minor. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think
who can do that and put the music and play it like I will do now? Listen, this is how you show me you understood the thing really, because otherwise, if you cannot do it, it's just you are imagining you understood it. Look, this thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what I wanted to do. You try Ricky first. You give example of this thing, man. You need to put the thing and count it just like me with the simple chords there. Because otherwise we don't know where the chord is fitting also. We need to know it's 4/4, but we need to know where. These things we can do, chords of 6 or 2.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida.
Muy bien. Okay, you see? Because there are now, please count the beats of the chord. So like this, like we do.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida.
Off on the first one.
Mira, Ricky, like this. The problem is at the very beginning, we have to be attentive where one is. This way. Oh, perdón. One moment. This. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Me agarró rápido. Vamos a agarrarlos del 2. 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, ahora.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Okay, who else can do this? Antoine, put the thing and do it. This
so it's the first time I've never used. There are some chords I do not know, so my left hand is.
The things you are learning, what you will teach, what you will be able to teach later with this.
Yes. So
that is an immense material. Yeah, but I want to hear the basses like Ricky played it this way.
Yeah, so bass first.
Mira, this thing here.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida.
And then I said, wow, I am really good in this thing.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida.
Okay, now count me the beats of that thing there, Antoine.
La pena del corazón.
It's a laboratory, this thing, really. It is, because this is a laboratory work. What you are doing, you are examining with the microscope the thing.
Trying to.
I can play.
La pena del corazón.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Correct, but don't rush it. Pull back at the speed we are playing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not faster, because then otherwise, why we go fast or speed up? Kenny Werner said it is because of fear.
Yeah.
Because we are afraid that the next passage, worried about the next passage to not miss the next chord, the next phrase, the next thing, and then one starts to speed up, and then you really are in a hurry. And when you're in a hurry, you cannot enjoy one damn thing. Eating or nothing that you will do in a hurry or the speeding up will be just satisfying. It cannot be. That's why all these automatic things, and you know, people is depressed, throwing themselves in the subway. Why? Because these machines cannot give you happiness really. The machine cannot give you this. It can do things with it, but it cannot really fulfill you. So then, therefore, play it again. This thing one more time, and then we will go to the next part.
2, 3.
3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was very good. I don't want it to happen like one day I said, man, you're pulling back amazing. And then he said, this is too fast for me, but I cannot do at the real speed and I have to be playing slow. Actually, he was not doing it. The pullback. Pullback es tirar para atrás y tener peso. The way that you have to have. Who else wants to do it? Asim and Jim. This thing. Put the thing and try to play it. Or with any chord, with the simple chord. Who wants to do it, Asim or Jim? I don't know if you are hearing me.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jim, do it. Put the thing, play.
Okay.
1,
Yeah,
2.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to.
Just play this thing. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right. Put the record.
An easy thing. Because now we are really learning how to extract it from the audio file to our guitar.
Okay. So I'm just here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, fantastic. Fantastic. That was great, man. I can just say, this is the first time this guy, all these people here is from the school years ago, but you are new, so that's good. In the group also, I mean, you never came to Malaga here in the courses and that.
Oh, yeah, I would love to go.
Before it disappears, what happened with this Donald Trump man, eh? So they said that he lose or what, and he's not accepting it or what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, people here in New York partying, saying the votes on Biden, but he's gonna, yeah, he thinks this guy, he doesn't back down, he's gonna fight. So.
It will happen a problem with this.
I
in Spain, they love him. I don't know why. But
really? Well, here you got people that
because Franco, I believe, was like that or something. You know, dictatorial people is liked here. I don't know why. Someone that
really,
yeah.
Still, they won. Oh, that's yeah. This guy.
They are against the other one like anything. Yeah.
Really. I don't know.
I don't know which one is worse because.
I mean.
I don't think there is a great solution now.
There really wasn't a.
You know, I live in Canada 7 years almost, and I came there first time when it was Paul Martin, the Prime Minister. That was great. Then this Harper thing did a big problem on the country, at least for me, because I couldn't get the residency, just because, you know, I was missing 2 weeks of time worked, documented to pay their fee of the music syndicate and this, you know, the HIPAA and this thing. So they said, no, you are missing 15 days of work, you cannot have it. So then the lady clearly said, it said that if you were Chinese, there is no problem. But the Europeans, we don't want here.
Yeah.
This is the Harper's politic, and this, so it was just, I said, you know what? It's crazy, man. From one word to the other, 15 days were missing to the 6 years or something. I could not become Canadian this way, or or Canadian citizen. But anyway, this is why, because this guy started to obey too much America, the Harper. Canada was before considered independent or neutral, not America. But now it became like America also. It's doing everything, whatever they said they do. And here in Spain, whatever Donald Trump said they do, also same thing.
That's crazy.
It's a crazy thing. A ver, Asim, you show me the passage.
Okay.
Because today is a day special, eh?
Okay, I'll do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, great. That was great. Okay, so now what, Antoine? Where we go with the next chord? Which chords next are there? Careful, because there are many repetitions. So now you don't have problems. That's why I put you an easy. I don't put such a difficult thing. I put an easy example first, just to get through.
I'm sorry.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 6, 1, 2. This one was higher.
Okay, then now what is that? But check it with the bass first.
See?
Check it with the bass. Yes, correct. But before that, there is a D. But before that D, there is another thing. What it is?
6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an A again?
It's an A again. So now what is that A? How I test it? I test it like this. I go 1 from here. First I will play only the bass this way. Mira, aquí está. Espera un momento porque esto, wait a second, it is, what is this thing? One moment. Second, you see here. I put this and then let me open it from the link I just sent you. Test. Ahora.
La pena del corazón perduran para todavía.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1. So I will put this way.
La pena del corazón perduran para todavía. Y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella.
So then we have A for 2 beats. But which kind of A it is? It is A minor, A major, A dominant. Which A is? You tell me, Jim.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to it again. Hold on.
Yes, that's why you have the link there. And I told you, if you use the headphones, probably will help. Give me 1 second. Tell me what chord is and how many beats are on the D7.
Tengo la impresión.
Did he say there's an A minor after the E6 count?
He says there's an A bass note. So it's an A, it's a C augmented 4, C4 augmented. So this chord is the start, what you know. And then it's followed by A minor, then the B7, right? Right, which with the 3. And then the E, this E minor, and then that da da, I believe is probably an A6-9. This chord here, or these, because that bass was ringing in the top, and then you got this high. I think, I don't know. It might be an inversion of that. It could be this, or.
I couldn't hear the A for some reason.
Yeah, if you listen carefully on the top, because the cadence is. Like that.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I think so. He'll. I mean, it's his rationales on convention of chords is different than I speak like at Harvard or whatever. Like we just do it differently. But anyway, I mean, it's the same. Right? It could even be like versions of these, or so many versions.
I know. Yeah. Let me. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let me just listen.
A ver, decirme qué habéis hecho.
To me, Jim, that chord, that last one, that A that Maestro's talking about, is probably a version of that A minor 6 again, because when you hear, after he plays the E minor 9 for 6 beats and it comes back up again, we probably have an inversion like this.
If I play this,
I hear that.
Yeah.
Mira, again, that answer half correct, because tell me, for example, if we do this chord, this, what is that? That can be a minor, as Asim said, but actually it is a D7. It's an A7. So actually it's A7. It's A, but it's A7. Cross 0, 5, 4, 2, 2. This, and then it goes to D. This.
Could it be an A6 as well, Maestro, if you play it here? This version?
Yeah, of course, because this is of course, because this is exactly A7. So we write it down.
So there, Jim, that was the chord I was telling you about, that one. Yeah.
0, 5, 6, 7, 7. This way. Write down all these things. So have pam, bim, pam. So then therefore now we have a very good chunk of thing. This, look.
La pena del corazón perduran para cada día y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida.
Okay, what happened in second 13? In second 13, which chord comes there, Ricky? After we have 2 beats, we have A7 for 2 beats. And we have D7 or D for 4. Ahí. Right, so the total, to know if I'm right, again, first I play the bass along with the music. Oh. C.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si
Ahora, then I play the chords along with the music and verify if I am right.
la pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella
Okay, ahora now this chord in 14 seconds we need to find. If we don't know, if we are not sure if we are right or not, how we test it? Easiest way, that the one that we always do. ¿Cuál es? Ricky, which is the way to test if we are right or not? Suppose someone does the procedure and is doubting, like Asim was saying, is this A minor or E7? Because sometimes it's confusing also. What we do to verify if we are right in certain baseline or chord line of progression?
You have to play it with the piece.
I have to play it against the piece, but if I don't notice it, I'm not noticing if I'm right or wrong. What I do to test it from outside, Asim.
Can I just speak at it from a theoretical perspective rather than, if it was me teaching a student this, I would say, what key is it in? The notes have to match the relevant key that you're in. They can't just be randomized notes and chords. They have to fit, right? So minor and major, unless it's a minor major chord, you would identify the key or the chord based on the scale that you're...
That's also correct. But how we verify it, very easy. We put the recording, play against the recording, and then listen it from outside.
Comparing the sound, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I doubt, I have to see it from outside. This is the mistake. Here is the point that people do 120% of the time a mistake, because they go alone and then they end up saying, well, this, I play this falsetto, I play it my way. So what happens is that you don't know how it is really. And then now you're saying you play your way, but this is just to justify that you do not get it what it is. So to know if we are in the right chord, I should record the video of me playing along with the music, both the bass line first I do.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella...
And then now I go with the chords.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella...
And then I said, well, yeah, I am getting it. Of course, you know that the rhythm of this thing here is this.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión.
Our same basic rhythm, what that we talked before. So this is the rhythm right hand, and that this is a part. First, we want to know what happens in second 14. Who can tell me?
G7.
It is a wait a moment, because here we have A7, D7. It's a G7, correct? It is a G7. For how many beats we have it?
I have 2, but let me check.
2 beats. It's correct, Ricky. Check it. Check yourself there.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Wait a moment, here happens something. After the D is for 4 beats. The D is for 4 beats. And then we have D7 too.
De que si ella a mí me olvida, tengo la impresión.
We have until D.
Las penas del corazón perduran para toda la vida. Y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida, de pena me...
A ver, ahora vamos aquí a checar eso. So we have after D, G7 for 2 beats. Then to make sure that this is a right assumption, not just because Ricky said it, which is pretty reliable, but still you check it, check like this.
Las penas del corazón perduran para toda la vida. Y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida, de
So that
pena.
chord there, after D, which chord we have? We have a G, pero entonces 1 second. Then we go with the bass line, same thing.
My name is Zohar.
Pero un momento que esto me está queriendo meter aquí anuncios. Here we go. No, un momento.
My name is
Perdón. Great. That is bulería, güey. Perdón por esto, porque no sé. Here we go. So we have
La pena del
1,
corazón
2, 1,
perduran
2,
para toda la
1, 2,
vida.
3, 4, 5,
Y yo
6.
tengo la
1, 2, 1, 2.
impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida, de pena.
Momento, porque me agarró rápido.
De que si ella a mí me olvida, de pena me.
So we
A
have-
mí me olvida, de pena me muero yo.
So we have a G. Perdón, vamos a checarlo con el bajo.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida. Y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella a mí me olvida, de pena me
So
muero
we
yo.
are right. We are right. Ahora now, what after the G7, what it comes? Who can tell me that, Antoine? What comes after G7? The intellectual part of
I'm
the...
struggling to hear it. I have the bass notes, but the complete chords, I'm not sure.
Until what Ricky just said now is correct. G7 times 2 beats will be this. Just G7 for 2 beats. After that, what we have? So what we do? We put the thing until there, get the new chord, put pause. Right when it appears, I'm trying to find it out, write it. And then we verify if it is. First with the bass line, and then with the chord line. Who can do it? Ricky, try to do it now. Yes, that's correct, what you just did. Of course, because Ricky is inferring also that this is an illusion case, it's obviously an if G, if this is a G, just by knowing the function of this chord as a secondary dominant, it's a secondary dominant fifth of the flat 6, which is this, then he logically inferred, and this time was correct, that after G7 follows C7, because this is the dominant of this, is the fifth of the flat 6. Entonces, this is what it helps to know the whole chart of chords of 20 chords. Because if you know this 20, then you don't know only 4, you know 20. And then now the family is bigger all of a sudden, so you can identify, This guy belongs here. This guy belongs here. This guy belongs here. It's just like Alan Holdsworth said that the chords are the notes that stand out. So 3 or more notes that stand out when you call them. Just like he said to take a picture, a family picture. He said, Peter, John, and Paul, you stand up. Right? And then they stand up. This is how he sees the harmony. It's a very interesting view, actually, because this is similar with those. So after the G7, then very logically, Ricky inferred that it will come as C. And of course, that will have to be for 2 beats, because the next chord, which comes after that, is which one? We put here C.
B7 flat 9.
B7 flat 9. So we said C major, C major for 2 beats, and then B7 flat 9. How many beats is this B7 flat 9? So we count, we put like this, and then go from the beginning, this in here, like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1. I failed to do it right. Let me just do it correctly.
La pena del corazón perdura un poco la mía y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo, de que será su...
There's something wrong here. Again.
La pena del corazón perdura un poco la mía y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
So I am perfectly well there. Now in the bass. Then I play with the chords to verify if I am right.
La pena del corazón perdura un poco la mía y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
And now all of a sudden, wow, I got the key to enter the mansion of this thing. I really get the key, because then now I am really connected to the B7 flat 9. That is the center of the whole thing. Do it yourself, Ricky. This is what I just did now with the music, please, just to show what is we are supposed to get now, not later. Now, if we could not do this, then it means we don't know it really, what we are saying. We just kind of see it from far. I wanted to see the object right there directly.
La pena del corazón perdura un poco la mía y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
You see, Jim? Tell me, Jim, what is your doubt? Try to play the thing, the sequence. You did right last time. Last time you did play it right. So just put the thing and play the chords. Don't count it or anything. Just play the chords where they go.
Ruben, I was just confused about what you wrote at the chat. You're saying A7 at the 2:55 p.m. A7, D. I was thinking you go back to A7. No.
Yes. That is a written chord, A7. We don't go back. It's just one time. Only thing that the first time I put this, which is the standard chord to accompany this kind of thing, in this position. But Asim was mentioning about this, which is true. Also because this is a A713, 913 is the same. Actually, this look. So either one. Therefore, we wrote there the notation.
What's D times 4?
D, 4 beats. Because we said that we write D, and below the D we put 4. Which means this will be our simplistic partiture, very simple. We just want the abstract meaning of which chord is on there, so that we can learn the song. Because if I learn this song, if I listen this thing, I understand what is being done there. Then you understood the language. This will take practice, of course, but this is what you need to do. You need to pick the piece and extract the chords there as a homework, and then and record it yourself playing the chord along with the thing. This is the simplest update, optional, which is there because it's not mandatory to do the course. Someone else will be interested in other aspect of the thing, and I cannot force everyone and put a gun and say record the thing or do the homework. Like if this would be a lesson one-on-one, which is what we do in lessons one-on-one, we need to, everything what we do in our method is based on you recording it. Whatever you don't have recorded it is 0. It doesn't count for us, this knowledge. It counts only what you can record. That says, this is my homework. And then if I come to the next lesson and say, okay, this is my homework, and I record just what you will see now.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida, y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
Like this, and then if I record that, I'll be able to record that. Then now I got it. I got until here. I got the topic. You see, that's why I wanted to try to do it now. Try, Jim. Try.
Okay.
Here is no problem or pressure of anything. If someone doesn't want to do it, he doesn't do. But this is what is advised. Because how we will check if we were right? We can only check it if we listen from outside. Just like to see how you see yourself, you go to the mirror, right? You don't do a haircut by ear. Just, not seeing where you are cutting, you need to see it.
Okay.
And then to see it means no person. That's why I said that choosing a guitar for a beginner is the same like if you ask a dentist to perform his own dental work. He cannot do it. He needs another dentist to do it. Because by the time you know what is there that should be in a guitar as a quality, you have to be like me. You have to pass 20 or 30 years there singing guitars, and then now you got an experience about it. Otherwise, your choosing is just an idea that you choose because you don't really know what's the difference between this and that. You know only probably, as most people do, only one design stereotype thing which was given to society, and most of people believe it. This is the right thing. If everyone plays with black fretboard, we don't play with black fretboard. But they don't know because guitars were only made like this, and then now the reference all of a sudden is only the reference you can have to compare something is only about what you have. You cannot compare something with the reference of something that you don't have experience to. And therefore, that's why for this thing, because listening music is an art. To listen to things like this, how we are listening with the microscope, is an art. Actually, you come to really appreciate more the music there with the microscope. Everyone can do it. They just need to train it if they want to understand the language. This is the actual proof that you can talk the language. When you say this chord is this chord, this chord is this. And then you put the thing and actually play it. There, that means, yeah, we are on. If you come and tell me a book like this of theory, but don't do this, then for Paco it's nothing. Because for Paco, what will count is that when we can put the thing, we can play it. So therefore, if I put this.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida, y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 beats of B7 flat 9. With this we have la primer estribillo, perdón, el primer fraseo. B7 flat 9 times 4. So 4 beats. B7 flat 9 times 4. Eso es.
So let me try then.
Of course, everyone should try it. This is not a difficult thing.
La pena del corazón perduran para toda la vida y yo tengo la impresión de que si ella me olvida de pena me muero yo.
That was very good. Okay, ahora put pause. Okay, that was excellent, Jim. Only one chord was missing, which is this G7 before the C. Actually, what you did.
I actually played it here.
Ah, okay, then you are right. That's why I didn't hear anything wrong, actually.
Yeah, I
this chord, a long time ago, I didn't see it, because this version of G, we just in flamenco, you will see chord like this, G7 on F, and then we have 1 2 0 0 3 3, like a telephone. This.
Wow.
Like this.
An F.
Or without higher notes, but always this way. Instead of this.
Yeah.
Ahora, so then therefore good, great.
Yeah, I was just, it went, sorry, and then I went, so I did the G7.
You are getting you see what it is? This guy is new and has taken maybe 3 or 4 lessons with me one-on-one there online. And look what a big load of knowledge he's getting from this course. I want you to tell me how you feel here to conclude today. Because to me, the only important people is you in this thing. Here, yeah. I'm seated here for you, not for me. I know already what to do with this thing. What I want is to transmit it. And for that, the only person important is you. Please, Ricky, you tell me how you feel here. You say something, because this is so new. We have 2 or 3 times doing this, and nobody has told me, what I love it or whatever. Someone wrote there about, but I would like to see the hate and passion and love there. I hate this class. A ver, Antoine, you say something. How did you feel in this course?
Well,
are doing.
It's just that the chords we saw are chords which I've never really used. I'm not used to it, so catching I was a bit frustrated because it's not that complicated. This piece, it's quite easy, but I struggled because the introduction is the volume is so low. I was struggling to hear what the beat was. And
that's why we said what we said.
Yeah,
we said we put this for a reason. This everything, whatever you will find there, obstacles, we already match them. What I want is that you feel well, and that you also write down or tell me there's some suggestions that or our materials that what would you like to do with this in our taller in this workshop online, because here we are doing an incredible force, Ricky, with this thing. You will see it just started. It started 2 weeks ago. You will see what it is, because the materials we will discuss here are unavailable anywhere else. You cannot know it unless you are here learning this thing. How you will learn it? So it's so valuable for that, for everyone. Jim is important to speak because he is not part so intimate of like we all are. You are all are on the lessons, and to me it's important also the perspective of people that are not freaks here all the time. You know, the guys that of course they understand because they see me every day. I see them more than my family, like Ricky and other fellows that I my wife has to divorce whatever, but Ricky, forget it. I see him every day. So they are more than a family. And those who are not coming so often, that I want them to also get value from the thing.
I I think this is great. I have not done this with anyone. I mean, tell you the truth, I seen flamenco. I've been to another teachers of flamenco. But I've also been to quadro classes. That was quadro with dancing and stuff, which was very interesting. In New York.
Yeah.
And someone that I know that I mentioned to you a while ago, who's a great player and teacher. But as for analyzing and what's going on, I have not been introduced this way, which is great,
Because you get closer.
Yeah, here's the thing: they go and they show you what they know, or they just do things at the spot and say, "Okay, do that, do what I'm doing."
That's not possible. That is not how to learn English or a language. First, you need to know the abecedary, A to C. Then
I've always been confused of what's right.
What's right? A lesson should not be a lesson when someone shows what he can do. This is stupid. What about the guy? The guy there is there to learn him, and you are doing the lesson about you.
Yeah, and we were doing accompanying singing and things like that, but it was difficult. It was difficult, like to show.
Why? Because there is no hint of this is, well, first of all, they don't count anything. They don't have any hint of harmony. So how do you do it? Like Jim said, they sit and said, do this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just showing what they know. They don't go beyond and trying to research. It seems like yes, they are making a little, maybe think they are making progress.
Yeah, no, they may be even so ignorant, like the fish who lives inside water, that don't even notice they are in water. So in ignorance, I mean, because Paco said there is only two ways to approach the thing. From knowledge or from ignorance. We cannot approach it from any other place. Or you go when you enter a room, or it has light, or it doesn't have light. If the bulb is off and there is no light, there's no light.
I've seen people playing Paco's stuff and things, but it's just imitating. It's not. It's like here, teachers too. I've had a teacher who say, "Oh, I play Paco's stuff." Okay, I understand. He shows it, but they play Alma Raima and Entre Dos Aguas. But all right, so how are you going to put that into something that you want to evolve with?
That is the most brilliant thing I hear this year, man. What you will do with that information?
Yeah, like you get the piece. I understand you can play the piece. Wow, great for you. Wow.
Yeah, but is this classic music that we play the pieces always same?
No, that's why. It's like, why do you want to keep doing the same thing?
The clasification es, pero no clasificación, es la clasificación, se diría en español, the classificationism of making flamenco become classic music, which is not classic music. That's why we hate this thing of the fake presentation of it, like Isa and all these fellows, because they are misrepresenting Paco and misrepresenting this art. This art is not like how they think it is. To repeat the note literal, I'm crazy.
Listen to this. So I know the students who have, that took it with the teacher and so on. He's well known. No, he's a great guy, great friend. But
some people may be friendly also, but maybe he doesn't know about that. He's just like, I'm a friend of you, but I don't know about computers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just progressive. That's what I'm trying to look at. It still needs to be progressive. They can't just.
And the value, who has to have it? You now, when you go there and listen to this music, until that spot there, you know what it is, and you saw it with the microscope. So then, therefore, now all of a sudden your ear and your mind expands, and oh wow, that's what happened to Ricky. That's how he became a great fan of Camarón and of Canto Flamenco Authentic, because by keep listening and understanding more, he got more understanding, and then all of a sudden he knew, yeah, this is what it is. Now I know what I am seeing. It's just like, because when just imagine to see a painting of Picasso, let's say, and then I don't know. There are many things that I cannot know why this thing with 2 lines is so great and cost millions of dollars. But because to know that I can go and see it, because I have eyes and can put, even a dog can see it. A dog can watch the thing and that's all. He saw it. But the art has to move you.
Right, yeah.
If it is art, it shocks you, strikes you, and moves you. And this is what we want here, to move you to the place that you love to be and that you enjoy playing. This is
I always felt
of just playing.
Yeah, I always felt stuck with flamenco. Like, is it some say, oh, it's traditional, new? I mean, like modern. Who plays modern? Who plays traditional? I don't know.
It's a confusion. It's a whole confusion. You are right. You are totally right. I cannot say. I can agree with you more in everything what you said.
And the more you try to get in, the more confused you get.
That's why some people that think is advanced is not here now. Although I don't know why my friend Alan, al añadido, él pagó el curso y no vino. No sé qué pasa con este hombre, y mi tocayo Rubén también. Rubén Ramos. Bueno, the thing is, I hope they are okay. Eh? These guys, nothing happens. They come.
Yeah.
You know, you are all my family, man. This is what the thing. But Asim, years also he came here to Spain like this. Everyone knows me from the thing. But here you will do something with what you learn besides playing the piece.
Maestro, you know what I'd like to say is that the learning of flamenco that you've taught, like I started with you back in 2014. Or at the end of 2013, actually. It's been quite a long time. And I've come to Spain several times to see you and spent time in the country. And, you know, one thing that you've taught is that, you know, it's like language of flamenco is like learning the language. And if you play flamenco without knowing the language, it's like playing with an accent. You don't actually, like saying in a language, but using just words randomly and thinking you're making sentences. You teach the language. How do you speak it? So that it becomes natural without the accent and that you can flow within any given environment, right? So that's the nature of these courses. Why this is important is because we learn to speak the language without using a phrase book, right?
It's like reciting poetry without actually knowing the language. Just you learn phonetically a poem and you recite it, but you do not even know what you're saying. You know
in French, I go and said, you know, I need to convince a girl, and you tell me a poem in French. Yeah. And then I go and learn it and repeat again. No, this is not pronounced like that. Then suppose he gets me to the real Paris pronunciation of the thing.
Well, it's like here in Canada, French is our second language. I speak French fluently, and you know,
what if I repeat the poem, but I just repeat it like a parrot.
Yeah, and that's what happens, and he's right, Antoine, because if you speak French here in this country and you speak it incorrectly, people will know, right? And we know if, you know, your phrase book speaking French, and same with Spanish. When I was learning, my Spanish teacher told me, what you're speaking now is phrase book Spanish. So she changed it, right? So now, this flamenco classes are, and since 2013, this is why these courses help you speak the language properly.
You learn the language. And not parroting stuff. You do it authentically. You, until you parrot. If I tell you do this, and then you do this is a parrot's business. This is not really digesting what it is. It's just repeating the thing. We don't want to repeat things like this. We want to repeat. Repetition is secret to success. But the problem is that this is also the greatest obstacle when you don't know the process you are taking to approach to the language is wrong. The very process is not sit and play. The very process is an internal process of hearing and of absorbing, and you need to listen to the music of flamenco and learn that the music sinks in your mind. And then once it sinks there, then now something will happen with you. And when that happens, then now we will see how this is taken out to the external, depending on everyone's individual level of capacity, the interest they have, or what they do also, because some other people are now lately, I don't know why I'm seeing so many arrangers. I'm seeing people that they play also about formally, and they actually they want to create concepts for small groups or for bands or things like this, and they are into another thing, but still they are very interesting in this because it's applicable to someone that will learn the strummings or the things, and then also much beyond that. It comprehends really todo. This is what exactly and why it was created, this Just Play It movement. And I thank you for being part of it. And I am really happy to have you all here. And you know, I love you all, and you are all my family. And Ricky, I will see you in 1 hour and a half exactly. I send you an embrace, and please, for the next time, you try to continue a bit with that thing, at least some chords there. And if we fail, no problem, because listen one thing, we will fail. This, when doing these charts, something will come that, oh my God, what chord is this? What is this thing? I cannot get it. And of course, yesterday we talked about the tuning. It is important that we are tuned, not like how I showed you now the examples and I was slightly off. This should not do. We should not do that. We have to tune very well. Fortunately enough, this recording is decent, and therefore it is in 440. So you don't have a problem with that, eh? Because with the Cameron thing yesterday, I am sorry that I should have started probably with this, but I went try to go to the Almorana thing and this just to explain you first, because today Jim said this is tangos, and then he got it. It means he got the thing. Because this is what we said yesterday. We identify the style, if it's a grilla, if it's tangos, the key, how Jim said, the player will find one note, and then well, this is sounds like, so this is a B, and the B fridge, and there's a conclusion. Yeah, this is all the logic conclusions, because we are discovering. Then the more you discover this world, you will see that what you actually had there, you had a veil before that didn't allow you to perceive it. And then that's me in Italy when they said, do you want to watch a movie? And I said, okay, let's do it. Yeah, I gave up because I didn't get it anyway. So to not be asleep, to not be asked, or eating cookies and gaining weight. The last time I stepped into a scale in the airport, if the game came the same message, please just do one at a time. One at a time. I said, what is this thing? I'm really getting fat here. Because even the machines detect that they think as two people stepping in, you know, it says, súbase uno solo, por favor.
Is that true, or is it just a joke, Maestro?
No, it's not a joke. You can see. Yeah, this business of that is like this. So gaining weight, and then why? Because of unattentiveness. Asim told me, you are now such and such age, this is your last window, you need to do it, and he does all kinds of exercise and these things, you know, and it's true. But I lack the discipline to follow it. So therefore, we need the determination, and to get the determination to follow things, groups help a lot. It helps. Even people can quit drinking with this thing. You give me a group, and I do anything that I can do there, because there is a force in a group in general that we each other transmit to the others, and the very advanced will not be here, because why? They think they are advanced. They are inside the water, like the fish. They cannot know what is outside the water, because the moment.
I was just sorry. I was gonna, you know, we got people around the world, which is great actually. But how come maybe the guy next to your city or whatever, they're not here? I mean, don't they play flamenco?
Well, the young guys, there are fellows, 2 people here. That's what I was telling Ricky, that 2 of our intimate friends, they paid the course and didn't attend. This is also not designed to have 50 million people, because then I cannot attend you all. But let's say here we have 5 now. We are at half of the maximum that will be ever, I believe. I don't think too many people will come, but right away the first time 6 guys said, yeah, I want to know it. And then it's all people that they also study apart, which tells me that we are saying something different and something complementary actually to what you will learn, because there is no limit how much you can enjoy with guitar, Jim. It's just up to you. There is no limit. The limitation is to be in ignorance. If I don't know, then how I will enjoy French if I don't know French? Just tell me. So I go there, even if I go, let's say, well, go to Paris. Yeah, go to Paris, but not what? I need, and so I'm translating absolutely everything there for me all the time by my side. Otherwise, I don't get one thing here. And forget about getting a girl. This is beyond my capacity. So because then now you have to talk about love. And then if you have to talk about love now, you don't need only to need the language. You need to know now how to talk about love in that language. So communication, it is easy? No, no. That's why this is the conveying platform. Here you can really expand your horizon. And what I want you to do with the lesson of yesterday of Almoraima is not precisely play Almoraima. Of course, if you want to do that also, but if your understanding grows and you show it today because you said, this is tango, this is that, that's exactly what we wanted to know, how we can extract things from audio file. So keep going with this recording and I will see you next time. And I see you 1 hour and a half, mi Ricky. Un abrazo a Sim, Antoine, Jim, and Ricky, all of you.
Un abrazo, maestro.
Hey,
Un abrazo.
Ruben, just one,
Thank you for your love of music, man.
What was that? Ruben, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course I can hear you.
Oh. Yeah. Are you available to speak? I know I was trying to contact you for this week for the lesson.
I am sorry. Today they fixed some problem. What happens is that it enters too many emails, and then this thing was blocking the messages until I delete a bunch of things. Then I called the guy and said, they said, yeah, it is not giving the message. And then all of a sudden, some G-Moron, I saw 1 or 2 of them. So I will answer you, never mind. Today I fixed it. This is a problem of the website, which is a non-Gmail website. And because it's a non-Gmail website, all of a sudden now they are putting filters which take any link that you put there, it's taken as a spam automatically, God forbid, sometimes deleted or deviated to another path. The messages were going to, people were talking to me and said, man, I'm talking to you, what happened? I don't know, I never received it. Oh, what are you saying? I sent you last week like this. So it's good that you tell me.
Yeah.
Maestro.
You and me, we can see tomorrow with each other, no problem. From tomorrow on, any day we can do it.
Me or Anton?
Yeah. No, Anton also, but you, Jim, because I think I owe you a lesson or something. Probably if you book a lesson there or whatever, just book it now, please, because all the things are enrolled, and then just send me an email and I will tell you now I got this.
Okay, if you're available tomorrow, I can maybe see you.
Tomorrow, yes, of course I'm available, man. For you, I'm always available. Just let me know.
I'll let you know, because I booked it. Okay.
Un abrazo,
Maestro, ¿puedo preguntarle tengo una preguntita?
Dime, pero muy rápido.
Sí. Do you remember the True Temperament threads? The links, the True Temperament threads I sent you. There was a video in which I think I left it in a comment section.
Then I would need you to send me that again.
Okay.
Because have it in perfect place and order it all. Now go to the school faster and I will see you next time.
Okay. Un abrazo. Hasta la próxima, maestro.
Hasta la próxima.
Un abrazo.